Welcome back. Let's continue with the another topics in the vector. Now, just in the L1 norm, let's go for the L2 norm, which is used as the level 2 regularization. The length of vector can be calculated using the L2 norm, where 2 is the superscript of L. Make sure the notation of L2 norm is vector V, where 2 is a subscript. You can see its notation will be like that. L2 of V is equal to, okay, so V is 2 standing line, and in subscript we are mentioning as 2 over there. See that this is L2 norm calculator. So L2 norm calculates the distance of vector coordinate from the origin of vector space. Origin of vector space. As such, it's known as the Euclidean norm, calculated the Euclidean distance from the origin. So as I told about the Manhattan distance, precision than the Manhattan distance. So result is done, it will become positive number. So the root of sum of these squared vector values. Yes, square and then find a square root of it. This is how the method is present in Euclidean distance also. That's why it's called as Euclidean norm, which is calculated by this method. So V2 is equal to square addition of all and then find a square root of it. Fine. So exactly same method. Euclidean distance, we are having a subtraction of two values. First point and second point is there. Here, then nothing is present. Only single element is there. Only difference will be there. There will be a1 minus b1 square is there in Euclidean distance. Here we are having a1 square directly. Fine. This is called as the Euclidean norm, that is L2 norm created. Okay. So let's see that one. This is a common formula. Even practically, you can make use of some direct square and square root methods also to find this particular norm. But the function that we have seen, if I have to work the same operation with the help of a program and you have to calculate that norm, so we'll be making use of the same thing over here. You can see this one, like, just a minute. See, there's a norm function I have taken. I'll just come below. I'll show the help of this function. Help of norm. You can see this. Now, see, norm x and some other parameters are also given. So, which norm you have to assign, that's also you have to mention over there. You can see this. So the values you can pass as input to it. Okay, fine. So let's go. Okay, so see this one. Array norm, and then I'm passing 1, 2, 3, printing A, and then directly using the norm function, I have calculated its norm. Okay, so if I write comma 2 over here, see the default value is there, means by default it calculate the L2 norm there. If I pass it or if I don't pass, in both the cases I'll get the L2 norm. So the parameter is by default present here as 2. So you can see 1, 2, 3. How it is calculated? 1 square plus 2 square. So 1 square plus 2 square, that is 4 plus 1 plus 9. So number will be 14, and this is the square root of 14. 3.74 is the square root of 14. Fine, is it the root of 14? Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. 3.74. Correct. So square root of it. This is a Euclidean norm. It's calculated by this particular method. So the common operation that we do, and exactly in summary fashion also, these results are generated here. This is what we call as the vector operations. Fine. So let's continue with the second kind of operation, that is called as the matrix operations. Yeah. So first element which we commonly use in linear algebra is a vector. Second element is matrix. Now many operations that we are having in this unit, they are connected with the matrix operations only. So let's give clear attention here. Matrix. The data that we prefer, that we input through machine learning algorithm is maximal. It's present in the 2D format. That's why many operations that we do, they are in the matrix. Fine. So matrices are the foundational element of linear algebra. So like vector, we transform vector into two-dimensional data, that is called as the matrix. So they are used throughout the field of machine learning in the description of algorithms and the process such as input data variable when the training an algorithm. That time also metrics are there. Okay, whatever data set you pass, except linear regression algorithm, almost every machine learning algorithm require data in the 2D format. That is what matrix we are having. So matrix is a two-dimensional array of scalars with one or more columns and one or more rows. N number of rows and m number of columns are possible. Remember, so it's a two-dimensional array or table of numbers that is called as matrix. Let's see the details about the matrix now and operation that we can do with the help of the matrix. So notation of for a matrix is often an uppercase letter such as A. Common notation I'm talking about, which is used in the linear algebra. A. And entries are referred by their two-dimensional subscript, that is row in I and column in J. Remember, so rows, row I0, I1, I2, something like that, or J0, J1, J2, J something in that way, and they can be denoted as Aij, like this. In this way, the notation of matrix are required to use. So for example, we can define a 3-row and 2-column matrix like this. So A is equal to, okay, make sure that it's a double brackets are given there, parentheses are given here. So first row is A11, A12. So row number 1, column number 1, row number 1, column number 2. Then A21, row number 2, column number 1, row number 2, column number 2. Then 3, row number 3, column number 1, row number 3, column number 2. Like so, this is 3 rows and 2 columns are there, just like mentioned over here. So it's common to see matrices defined using a horizontal notation. Check this notation here, A equal to, so I just mentioned, I just shown here in this parenthesis, matrix. So how many rows? 3 rows and 2 columns. So row number I will come first and then column number J will come after it. Yes, let's continue with matrix arithmetic operations now. The matrix operation that we will see, this is very commonly used. Basically, when you start deep learning, this operation we require most of the times. Matrix addition. So just commonly we use matrix addition in mathematics. Same operations are possible here also. So two matrices with the same dimensions can be added together to create a new third matrix. So C is equal to A plus B. The scalar elements in the resulting matrix are each of the matrix being added. See, so A11 plus B11. So A12 plus B12. The same location elements are there added. Same idea is there. We know that. See this. If you put this data or these structures in other way, so C00 is equal to A00, B00, like that. In this way, we can perform the operation. There is no much details required. We'll just check it out how to do this operation. But important thing is to note that how these vectors or how these matrices are basically created using Python. So let's see this one. This is a simple matrix I create. See this, creating a matrix. So array, same function is there, which is used to create the matrix. So I just passing these 2 square brackets at the start and at the end. Okay, and in that a set of rows. This is first row, this is second row, then third row, fourth row. Along that we have to pass there. Fine. So A I have created, just I note notation in uppercase. Uppercase for matrix, lowercase for vector. Okay, and one more thing to note that if you check the size of it, shape of it, you can just print the shape using A dot shape. See this one. So shape is 2 by 3. So 2 number of rows and 3 number of columns. The return is given by it is a tuple. This is unmodifiable. You cannot modify the shape of these particular matrix. Remember that. Okay, 2 by 3, creating a matrix. Okay. Now see the matrix addition. So two matrices I have created here. The first A is 1 2 3 4 5 6 and second B 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if you perform direct addition, direct plus operator is done, and to perform the operation directly 1:1, just like vector perform the addition, matrix also performs it. Exact same element are added, location element are there, they are added. If you change one of the matrix, for example, if I change this one here 5 and here 9, yes, check it out now. What happened? Yes, operands could not broadcast together with the shapes 2 by 4 and 2 by 3. So first is 2 by 4. So its necessity is that the size shape of the matrices should be of same dimension, which number of rows and number of columns, they should be same. So just like that, all other operations also possible. So we'll see this one, just like for vector we have seen, we'll take a summary of it and then we'll take a summary of all the programs also at a time. See, subtraction, same way subtraction is done. So two matrices with the same dimension can be subtracted together to create a new third matrix. So same way, instead of plus, I am having minus symbol here. Yes. So scalars can be resulting in the matrix of which subtracted. Here minus, the minus symbol is there. Only that's the main difference. And you can see in another way, individual elements are subtracted using this particular method. Okay. Fine. This is the matrix arithmetic that you can do. The next one. Yeah. Okay. So matrix multiplications is different. Remember, matrix multiplication is actually different. Two different ways are there by which you can do the matrix multiplication. The first is called as Hamdard product. Matrix multiplication, the Hamdard product. So two matrices with the same size can be multiplied together, and this is often called as the element-wise matrix multiplication or Hamdard product. That is called as. It is not the typical operation mean for referring to matrix multiplication. It is not actually the matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication, different operation. That's why it is termed as Hamdard product over here. Therefore, a different operator is used. It's called a circle. See, a circle we have to write. Sometimes circle and plus is written. I think some of the books they are referring circle, circle and plus, like that. That's they have mentioned there. They are multiplying actually directly. 1:1 multiplication is there, called as the Hamdard product. So just like addition, subtraction we have done, we can do the multiplication also. Okay, that's what Hamdard product is done. So you can see A11, B11, A12, B12, A21, B21, like that. Go on using it. Okay, fine. This is what we call as the matrix multiplication. And the fourth operation is matrix division. So one matrix can be divided by another matrix with the same dimensions. So again, 1:1 division is there. The scalar element in the resulting matrix are calculated as the division of the element of each of the matrices. So C is written over here, same way. A11 divided by B11. Okay, A21 divided by B21. A31 divided by B31. Like that. See this one. Putting another way, this is the matrix division operation is possible. And now, actually the matrix multiplication. But before that, let's see how exactly it is done through Python. Three elements or three different operations we have seen: subtraction, multiplication, and the division. So here also multiplication is something different that we can check it out. This is Hamdard product, not written multiplication here, written Hamdard product here. Now see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you just do this one, you can see 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9, 4 into 4, 16, 5 into 5, 25, 6 into 6, 36. So directly using the multiplication operator that we are using vector, we are using scalar, using matrix also. Hamdard product. This is the calculator. But remember, very rarely we use Hamdard product. Even I don't know where we are using this particular concept. I have not used it anywhere. We basically use the matrix multiplication operation in areas like neural network weights. They are basically multiplied with their matrix multiplication concept there. But their matrices are of different size actually. It's a matrix and vector multiplication. We'll talk about that, matrix vector multiplication. Okay, this is location that this is how we can do the matrix multiplication operations directly one by one. The second, next we have seen, okay, sorry, subtraction was remaining. Subtraction is directly by the minus operator. Can see this one. Sorry, where is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0.5 is subtracted from every number. Now you can see this. This is the final output. Subtract. And the third that we have seen, division. So directly division, if you do, take it. First number by second number. A divided by B. So all that will be 1, I think. Is that correct? See, 1. And if I use this operator, then what happens? It results in a full number. Okay, full number will be there, not the floating point number. Okay, fine. This is a direct division. And now let's go with the actual multiplication operation that we do. So most most of them are used in machine learning, and they want to do the matrix multiplication. So matrix multiplication done with the help of the dot product. Okay, this we term as a dot product, which we generally do. Maybe you all learned that in mathematics also. See this matrix multiplication. So matrix multiplication also called as the matrix dot product. Remember, it is matrix dot product. We have seen vector dot, now matrix dot product. So it's more complicated than the previous operation and involves, as a rule, as not all matrices can be multiplied together. Not all matrices. So C is equal to A dot B or C is equal to AB. The rule for matrix multiplication is as follows. We know that it will be a revision for you. The number of columns in the first matrix A must be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. Correct. Because they are multiplied one by one. Just like vector is multiplied, they are multiplied. Okay. Okay. So for example, matrix is having dimension m rows and n columns. So matrix B should have dimension n rows and k columns. So n columns in A and n rows in B are equal. Remember, n columns in A and n rows in B means first number of columns A contains, that number of rows are there in B. Okay, maybe same 3 by 3 is also okay, but 2 by 3 and 3 by 2, that is also okay. Remember, so result of new matrix with m rows and k columns will be like this. See, m rows and k columns is equal to m rows and n columns into B of n rows and k columns. Fine. So this rule applies for a chain of multiplication, matrix multiplications, where the number of columns in one matrix in the chain must match the number of rows in the following matrix in the chain. See this one. So okay, sorry, I'll show you that one. This is what we know. First row and second column. Check it. So how to do this one? There is a there are some special operators. They are used to perform this operation of matrix multiplications. As I told, it's present there in the neural network. It's used to perform the multiplication, means weight and actual values. Okay, weight and actual values, they are multiplied with the help of this particular concept there. See this one, how to perform the operation of actual matrix multiplication. Now see, here I created two different matrices. You can see this one. As I told, the number of rows, okay, number of columns, sorry, in first should be number of rows in the second. See, for example, A I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here number of rows are 3, number of columns are 2. Okay, for A. For B, number of rows are 2, number of columns are also 2. And then we multiply it. A dot B. So A multiplied B. One more important thing to note, that A dot B is not equal to B dot A. Okay, if they are equal, if the dimensions are matching, that time only. And it is not the case for the others. Okay, for basic multiplication, it is same. A into B is equal to B into A, but A dot B is not equal to B dot A. So because the formula that they know. See now, A dot B, A dot B. You got C, and there is one more operator called that at the rate. You can see this one, the at the rate operator. So at the rate operator is used to do the dot multiplication. Okay, dot matrix dot multiplication there by this method. A into A at the rate B. So result is same. See, the first one, this is the second. Fine. So this way they are performing the addition, so multiplication, sorry. So how these operations are done? These two and these two, correct? Then these two, sorry, this two, this two, this two. So this is what we multiplied it there. One first row and the second column. We know that this exactly the method is followed over here. This is the dot multiplication of the matrices. So either two methods are there. This is very rarely. This method is also possible. That is used in most of the machine learning algorithm. Internal structure contain this operator they are mentioned. Without using dot function, dot method, they are using at the rate symbol for the respective multiplication also. So exact matrix multiplication if you want to do, so you have to use the at the rate symbol, not the star or not the asterisk symbol required over there. Fine. Now another interesting operation, that is matrix vector multiplication. So matrix and vector multiplication, how this can be possible? Now see this one. A matrix and a vector can be multiplied together as long as the rule of matrix multiplication is observed. Yes. What rule I told over here? This one. Number of columns in the first matrix must be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. Now see, matrix vector also should obey the same rule. Okay. Specifically, that the number of column in the matrix must be equal to number of items in the vector. So vector doesn't contain multiple number of rows and columns there. So number of items are there. How many columns are present? That number of items should be present. Okay. So as with the matrix multiplication, the operation can be written using the dot notation because the vector has only one column and result is always a vector. So see this one, AV. So A is a matrix, V is a vector. I can write A dot V or C is equal to AV. This method we can write. So using this, another vector C can be created. Another vector C can be created. So you just note that here I written C in uppercase and here we are written this C in lowercase. So the meaning is that, what's the meaning? It you know that. So result is a vector with the same number of rows as the parent matrix. So you can see A is like this and V is like this. A is a row 3 and 2 columns are there in A, and in vector 2 elements are there, V1 and V2. Not necessarily should be column vector, it can be a row vector also. So don't confuse in that. Row and column vectors are referred same here. Okay, so C is equal to, now see, this V1 is multiplied with the first column, okay, and V2 is multiplied with the second column. That's why number of columns should be equal to number of element in the vector. See, that's why I mentioned here A11 V1, A11 V1, then in front of that A12 V2, A12 V2. So this, just like same way. Now this one, this 3 1 1 3 2 2. Same thing is mentioned over here, vector and matrix multiplication. So this method is used to perform the vector and matrix multiplication here. So just a minute. So to do this operation, we are having the same functionality. So if I want to do this operation using Python, same functionalities are preferred. So you can just check it out. If I create a vector of 1 2 3 4 5 6, how many columns? 2 columns are there, and I need to use the same number of element in the vector there, 0.5 0.5. See this 0.5 0.5, print B, and you can see this one. So here we got the result. See 0.5 and 0.5, they are multiplied with number of columns here, first column and then the second, third. Fine, so you can check it out. 0.5 plus 1 for this case, 0.5 plus 1, that is 1.5. Then second, 1.5 plus 2, that is 3.5. And in third case, 2.5 plus 3, that is 5.5. And if I do this operation by this method, see another method, if you just prefer it there, I'll just copy it, and let's see, A@B, and sorry, you can see this, what happened, same operations. See, we got the similar results over here. So this added operator is to do the dot multiplication of the matrix and vector multiplication. That's how it is actually done. So this method is also very regularly used in some of the algorithms of the machine learning. Okay, so now we are decreasing. We have matrix to vector, now vector to scalar. Now a matrix can be multiplied by a scalar also. Matrix can be multiplied by a scalar. This can be represented using a dot notation between the matrix and the scalar, just like vector we have seen, or without the dot notation. So C is equal to AB, that we can do. See this one, matrix and scalar multiplication. The result with the matrix, okay, just a minute. Wait. We'll try that one. Wait, just a minute. Check it out whether I have done that. Yes. Take this out. How these operations are done, scalar and the matrix multiplications. So for this case also, we are directly we are making use of the functions, okay, sorry, operators, which is used for general multiplication. So in basic multiplication also, whatever we have seen. Same task I am showing over here. You can see this one. The array is containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are present here. I am printing this array, okay, here on the screen, and my multiplication factor is 0.5. So A into B, I am doing over here and printing that C on the screen, so you can check it out. Now see, every element that is present there, it's multiplied by the respective scalar number. So again, what we are doing, we are rescaling it. We are scaling down. We are scaling down this matrix. We can even scale up also. Like if I change this multiplication factor above 1, so if it is like 4, so every number is multiplied by 4, scaled up. Or scalar and matrix, they are multiplied. So 1:1 multiplication is there also. So make sure vector matrix multiplication is different, scalar multiplication is different, matrix is different, and matrix again, Hamdard, this is also different. So depending upon the requirement of a statistical algorithm or machine learning algorithm, a specific method of multiplication is preferred. Specific method of multiplication is preferred. That's we need to remember here. Okay, so just a minute. Let's continue. Okay, that's what what we have done over here. Check it out. It's fine. So, for example, the result of a matrix is with the same size as the parent matrix, which each element in the matrix multiplied by a scalar value. So, scalar value is B here. I just used in previous example that we have seen. So, A is equal to your matrix of 3 rows and 2 columns are there. C is equal to A11 into B, 21 into B, 31 into B, 1, 2 into B, 2, 2 into B, 3 into B. So every element is multiplied by B, and I will like that. So it will be scaled up or scaled down. Every element will be scaled up or scaled down. For example, I need to convert. See, sometimes we require to use like there's a concept called a normalization. Maybe if you heard about the same. So I want to rescale the data. So basically we use Z-score method there. Z-score or min-max scaling method is there. But if you want to do manual simple scaling of the data, so we can use it. For example, somewhere marks are given into CGPA format and somewhere marks are given into percentage format. Remember, the percentage is almost 10 times better than the CGPA format. The CGPA actually is a different formula, but the range is 10 times more. If I CGPA from 0 to 10 and we have percentage from 0 to 100, fine. Both are having marks, but the scale is different. So what I'll do, I will multiply by a scalar number to CGPA to make it in percentage format. Actually, it is not true. Not true means CGPA cannot be converted in that particular way. But this is just an example I told. So both of their scale will become same. Relevant scales that may be possible. This is the method location where we use the matrix scalar multiplication here. Now, let's check with the linear equation using matrix. Now, the topics that we have seen about the matrix operations. Now, how it is possible to create the linear equations using a matrix? Linear equation, we already seen different linear regression we have seen, OLS regression we have seen. Using a set of element, using a vector of element, it's possible to create this particular matrix. Possible to create these linear equations. But how it is possible to create linear equation from a set of rows and columns? That's what the topic will tell us. Let's see, 3 equations I mentioned over here. So a1x plus a2y plus a3z. That is d1. The first result is what we got is d1. Second is b1x, b2y, b3z is equal to d2. And third case, c1x, c2y, c3z is equal to d3. So let's say if I'm having 3 different kind of equations which are shown over here. Now, so to form the linear equation using the matrix, the multiple methods, 2 methods are there basically we prefer. The first method to find the solution to the system of equation is the matrix method. The steps are like followed. You can check it out. We will try practically also. All the variables in the equation should be written in the appropriate order. Whatever variables we have, and the variables, their coefficient and the constants are to be written on the respective sides. Okay, that's a second requirement. Now, solving a system of linear equation by the method of finding the inverse consists of 2 different matrices, namely matrix A, which represent the variables, and matrix B, which represent the constants over here. Fine. Okay. So the system of equation that can be solved using the matrix multiplications, and using this matrix multiplication we can create or we can solve few of the linear equations here. Let's see this particular method.